Hey everybody, Chloethedev here. Just opening up my tablet now. Hope you're all doing well. Um, I said this weekend I was going to finish the economic review for Ethereum 2.0. I'll admit I'm on page like 5. Didn't get much done with that. Um, I'm still going to read more of it today. I probably won't take as much notes as I planned. Um, but I want to read just for fun. I ended up doing the F2 Study Master Quiz 3 this morning. It was really fun. Quiz 1 was pretty easy. Quiz 2 was talking about attestations. No, Quiz 2 was talking about a bunch of different topics. I took all those notes yesterday about that, about like the different phases of Ethereum 2.0 and staking rewards and all that. Today's quiz was talking about attestations and aggregations and basically how do you know if your validator is efficient and performing well. So it was pretty good. Played some cello today. Took Mika out for a few walks. I actually joined a hackathon group, which is pretty cool. So we're going to be working on. So I've already with Consensus doing some stuff with NFTs. Or I wasn't with them. I'm taking the Consensus blockchain course. And for my project, I decided that I wanted to do something NFT based, non-fungible tokens like artwork and ticketing and all that kind of stuff. And so I think in general, I kind of just want to create an NFT factory for the Marvin J Foundation. That was kind of my idea. And then I kind of realized that, with gas prices as high as they are on the Ethereum network, probably doesn't make much sense to be focusing so much on how to create a layer 1 dApp. And Bruce the Goose, the CEO of the Nifty Pride Foundation, where I'm a board member, he runs a guild for Near protocol to help develop on the chain, on the bridge, I should say. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a little complicated, but I said, yeah, I'm down. I'll get involved. So it's me, him, and 2 others, Rogan and one other developer, and we're basically just figuring out what we're going to build on this platform so we can help artists. Near is basically a bridge, so it's a layer 2 solution or a side chain. I'm not really sure, and it's pretty much free or cheap to mint stuff there, and you'd have to bring it back to Ethereum layer 1. There's that. I always get really tired when I start going live. But I SSH'd into my server for the first time. I was being kind of lazy, and I kind of had my Ubuntu server running for about a week now, week and a half, but I never actually SSH'd into it. So like a secure shell connection. Say that fast 5 times. So for the first time, I was trying to get my status node running because I had a Waku node running. If you remember, I was talking about that. And then I decided, I might as well run a status node so I got some use out of it, and I start testing my node. I start sending messages through it and stuff. So last night I had the node running, but then I couldn't figure out how to connect to it. Oh, jeez. Long days, man. Today I slept in, so I don't know why I'm tired. I slept like 9:30 today. So today I slept in a lot. I was up this morning like 4 a.m. doing some research, being silly. So there's that. But it took me a while to figure out how to SSH in, actually. Basically, I couldn't when I tried connecting my status mobile client to my mail server on my Ubuntu local thing. They give you a QR code, so you can just QR code into the link without having to type it out or copy and paste it. Oh man, so yeah, I just can't stop but yawning. But it wasn't working, the QR code, and so basically I was kind of getting frustrated. I didn't want to type it out on the computer, onto my phone, obviously, and so I was asking for help, and the guy was like, "Why are you typing it out? That's silly." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm just lazy. I didn't feel like bringing it up on my laptop." And he's like, "So, what do you?" He's like, I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I didn't know, So he was being very helpful for the fact that I was being as lazy as I was being, but it did kick my butt and get me to finally set it up or finally figure out how to do it. So now I just keep my computer turned on and I can log into my computer from anywhere, which I was always able to do. Again, I wouldn't even say lazy. I just said that there's so much going on right now that whatever's in front of me first, I just do that. But I'm glad I got this set up. So right now, I guess where I'm at is my status node is apparently running, but I can't seem to be able to connect to it. When I try and connect to it on the status mobile client, it says, cannot connect to whatever mail server. So there's that. Also been talking to someone at the NIM team, trying to get my NIM client up and running. I guess I can still run a beacon chain. There's not really any reason for me to stop running my beacon node, except for the fact that whenever I was running it previously, it runs on the same port as the status node, which causes me all sorts of issues. When you get into networking, and I think the biggest issue for me has been just what ports are open, what ports are you trying to use, and how do you know what port you're on? All that type of stuff is just so frustrating. But again, I'm here. I'm trying to learn as much as possible these days. So that's the goal. Just try and get this node running. Try and actually start communicating, sending messages with my own server holding the data, and then eventually I would try and use that for more people. I could not stop yawning today. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty tired though. No real reason. This past week was really busy. Today I've been working on more cryptography type stuff. So for example, I've been going through BIU stuff. So BIU is the Center for Research in Applied Cryptography and Cybersecurity. And I was going through some secure multi-party computation videos. So if you remember, I was talking about how I was running Golem computations about a week ago. Didn't make any money. My computer's way too slow. Hopefully I'll fix that eventually. But the goal is it's all multi-party computation, right? So, man, crazy. So even ETH 2.0 is, from what I understand, secure multi-party computation. I guess it's not even really that secure at some points because you're not really trying to hide information from people. You're just, you're doing multi-party computation without it really being secure. And so I guess what I would like to try and study is how can you, first of all, use this type of technology in zero knowledge proof type tech, like Starkware is doing on Ethereum. Is the biggest known, zero knowledge proof as a way to scale things. Basically, do the computation off chain, and then just put a proof on chain that look, this actually did happen. This is correct. I think that's a pretty cool use case. Also, just in general, I can't remember what I'm saying anymore. I'm so tired. I know I'm talking about secure multi-party computation. Oh yeah, just for obviously with Status Messenger, you're using secure multi-party computation in terms of mixed nets and the routing of messages and encryption. And then in Ethereum 2.0, again, even though it's not secretive, it's not private. I think it would be good to try and have it private. So obviously my research has been on DC nets and mixed nets and, trying to have a bunch of computers come together, share some information and do some computations together and achieve a goal without revealing who they are or their IP. Some information should be kept secret. So even with Ethereum 2.0, I think your IP addresses aren't secret. I don't think anything's secret in Ethereum 2.0 right now. And so the idea would be, how can you get this stuff to be secret, either through zero knowledge proofs or just through having the Golem type stuff where you're actually having the computation done, doing computations together as a group. And then, maybe you don't want anyone to be able to figure out, to put all the information together and figure out what you're actually computing. So if I'm someone doing computations, someone who wants me to do the computations doesn't actually want me to know what I'm doing computations on. So sometimes it's not really about knowing the secrets of the other people in the group. It's more not knowing the information that I'm computing on, and arguably you shouldn't have to know. Obviously, like so for the Starkware solution, if I'm running computations for accounts, I honestly should a lot of times shouldn't know what I'm computing. I should just compute truth and just put it on the blockchain. I think when we start digging into who's sending what where, I think that actually causes a lot more issues because then you have what's the word? You could start censoring people, and you could it's easier to be censorship resistant as a platform if no one even knows who you are, in my opinion. So again, one of my goals is to be a DAC member for Starkware. I think it would be cool, considering you only need one trusted party in their setup. And this Thursday, there's finally Dr. Ben Sasson from Starkware, one of the co-founders. He does a Stark at Home thing every couple weeks on Thursdays. So this week on Thursday, they're doing a Stark at Home talking about data availability and stuff like that. So I think that part of it, I mean, I know that if you're a DAC member, you need to be pretty trustworthy because you can censor users. So part of my idea would be, well, how can you make it so you cannot censor users anymore? But also, I mean, part of it is how do you know? But yeah, so the idea is not everyone can be a data availability, a DAC member. But I would assume that there's easy ways to check who was censoring. So I think there's like 8 members now in the DAC, or they're talking about having 8 members. I can never remember the exact information about all these protocols. But there's 8 members of the DAC. Only one party has to be honest. So only one of the 8 has to be honest, which is pretty good. Issue being, any one of those 8 can actually withhold data, and if they don't all submit data, then there's actually issues. But so obviously that's a problem. But if you know that like one of these 8 is submitting different data than the rest, you would just kick that one out of the group. Not right away. Hey, why are you submitting data? They'll tell you why. You kick them out if it wasn't a good enough reason. So there is some censorship there. There is some centralization there. But in my opinion, centralization isn't always bad, especially in a system where you only need one trusted party. In my opinion, in a party of like 8 or 10, it's reasonable to have one altruistic party. And if the Marma J Foundation can be that altruistic party, that'd be great. So learning, I guess, how to securely do that for others is part of my goal as well. So I've been trying to dig into more Starkware stuff. But in general, a lot of what I need to learn is just generic cryptography information. So quickly, before I end this video, just the videos I'm going through over the next couple of days are like, talking about snarks and starks in general, talking about proofs of knowledge in general. Again, a lot of it is just like a lot of MPCs, zero knowledge proof, snarks, starks. There's a few videos on consensus, which I'm excited to go through. A lot of just secret sharing videos and all that kind of stuff. So in my research, a lot of the papers talked about secret sharing and MPC and all that, and it was really a new, novel concept for me. Not new in the sense I've never heard before, but new in the sense that I've never dug into it that deeply before. And so I think going through about 20 or so videos from BIU will really help me get an understanding of like what MPC not is, but like how does it work? How do you do it securely? Because I do want to get deeper into running computations for Golem. I think it's a really cool idea. I understand that obviously my computer isn't that fast, and other things are important to think about as well. But it's a goal, so why not? When it comes to running, even for staking services, I do want to run staking services, and so learning that is multi-party computation. You're having a bunch of validators, beacon nodes, compute over a state, and vote on what state they think is correct. So understanding not only how to ensure that what I'm validating is correct, because I think it's easy to run a node. Like you go into a page, you go to the doc, you copy and paste the command, and you're running a node. It's great, but in my opinion, it's important to understand how does this node actually work? I think Andre, the developer, the DeFi developer, was talking about like it's okay to throw your money into a DeFi platform and not know exactly where your money is going at all times, I guess. But you should know at a high level, like what's happening to your money, where is it being sent, what contracts are used in general. And so like one of his things, he wants to keep the money in one asset, so money isn't going everywhere. But the idea is you should know to a certain degree what's happening when you're computing something. So if you're a validator for Ethereum 2.0 and you have 32 ETH in a validator, you should not only know like how you can be slashed and how you can withdraw, but in my opinion, also should know like what are the attack vectors for the validator. So I think the attack vectors can be, yes, what can help you, what can cause you to lose potential rewards. And also what you should do to make sure you're receiving optimal rewards. At the same time, though, like maybe there's a way someone could steal your ether, and in my opinion, that's more important than just how you lose rewards, or maybe someone can lock your account or other things like that. So, just making sure that. And I guess I want to work on the base level protocols of these things. So I want to work on the base level protocol of Golem, the base level protocol of Status, or the base level protocol of NIM or FE 2.0 or all that kind of stuff. So I guess I don't really get bogged down as much into like the protocol, application layers of things. I know that there's so many developers building on top of all these platforms, which is great. And I love thinking through the ideas and talking through the ideas. And I'm a mentor for Web3 Bridge, and I want to make sure I'm continuing in the learning and the mentorship and that kind of thing. But when it comes to what I want to learn and what I want to be doing, it really is kind of like just working on base level protocols. So like working on like NIM research teams would be a goal of mine, or even like working on like a VAC research team, or I guess working on any research team that's working on like some sort of MPC ideas, some sort of using cryptography to verifiably prove things. I really like zero knowledge proofs these days. I say these days, like in my journey of computer science and digital assets and all that, I think that zero knowledge proofs has a really interesting way of so in the Starkware model, you have a few DACs or a few nodes that run computation at a very, very high powerful computations, and so only a few people can do it. As the other ideas where you could have everyone running computation of a small amount, and I think that's more the way I want to go, or what I'd like to see. Obviously, you have latency issues, and that's kind of what I've been studying recently. Is how do you have a low latency network that's anonymous? And I think Ethereum 2.0 kind of just pushes a lot for not really anonymity, but just having an MPC that's useful. I think with Bitcoin, you have MPC to a certain degree, in my opinion. It's not private, but it's not very useful. You're doing all these computers working together to do something, I guess. They're kind of more racing though. They're racing to find the first person to find a certain mathematical equation. They're not really working together to achieve something. It's more like they're fighting each other to achieve something. And I think what you achieve with staking and proof of stake networks is this idea of we don't have to fight each other for resources. We can actually work together. And I think that's why I want to work on ETH 2.0 so much, is because Starkware is cool and Status is cool and all that stuff. But when you get down to the bare bones of it, if you can get a network where everybody can work together, it might not be perfect, but you can work at optimizing it over time. So my main goal through all of this is getting better at, I guess, NIM stuff would be my main research goal, is the NIM team. I know they hire like open source developers for their stuff. So yeah, I guess my goal for this week in terms of research after I've done the F2 paper will be to do a deeper dive into the NIM research, a deeper dive into their code, a deeper dive into everything NIM for the week. And aside from that, I'll end off this live stream by saying, yes, I'll be working on NIM stuff this week, But ending off, we have on Monday the Nifty Pride Marmaday, event. But it's the Marmaday Gitcoin Grant Round 7 Marmaday relaunch party, noon Eastern to 12:30. It's only half an hour, so come. There's gonna be airdrops, art giveaways, maybe. But I know that there will be art on display for people to see. Come stop by, say hi. I'm gonna really try and keep all of it in world for CryptoVoxels. So I'm gonna really test out having the entire event only in CryptoVoxels. I was gonna do Discord for some of it. I'm saying bun that, no Discord. We're doing it all in CryptoVoxels. I see most events are multi-platform events. I think for accessibility reasons, mostly, I want to have it be a single platform event where people can just come on their phones, listen in, and move forward. If it goes well, I will have these events more often, at least every Gitcoin grant launch. And maybe I'll do a after party after the event. So maybe 2 events every 2 months, but in 2 events a month. So it would be an event for Gitcoin grant launch, event for Gitcoin grant unwinding, and then just say thank you for contributing, thank you for everything you guys do. And then after that, I get to work. So the idea is, yes, Gitcoin grant is 2 weeks of working for the grant, and so you're going to see me really pushing the grant over when it launches for 2 weeks. That's the way it goes. And then October 1st, in my opinion, is really when I'm going to start getting to work on a lot of the things that I want to get work on. We've got sticker packs we got to do for St. Months and all these other groups that we're trying to help, raise up and just support in whatever way we can. And so, yeah, I mean, today, it's a Sunday, it's my day off, I suppose, if you want to call it that. But still, I want to get to the economic review. I want to take notes on it because it might just be a for fun read this time around. And there will probably be more economic reviews coming out over the next, few months and weeks, years for sure. So yeah, that's it for me. Hope everyone is having or had a good Sunday. I missed Burning Man and CryptoVoxels. It was this morning at 6 a.m. though. I'm sorry, but if your events are at 6 a.m. Eastern, I'm not making it. You got to make them at like 9 a.m. Eastern, 8, not 10 a.m. Eastern, or else, I can't do it. But I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're all setting in and achieving your goals. Yeah, for me, the goals are just to get more involved with NIM. I've wanted to work on the NIM team or not work on, but kind of get into the NIM stuff for a long time now, since the beginning of this year. And so I guess I finally feel like maybe I understand enough about this stuff to be useful. And so maybe I'll do it tonight. Maybe I'll do it right now. Maybe I'll look at the NIM stuff. But hope you're all doing well. That's it for me. Love you all. That's all from Chloethedev. See, I'm not saying Chloethedev out, but I need a new sign-off thing, Chloethedev loves you or something silly. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so tired. I need to get off this thing.